歴史的大発表は新聞通信社を通じて世界の隅々にまで電撃的に行き渡った。米国の流体、昭和の腐敗、まさにその一点にあり、両国民が一切を挙げて国に向い、国に準ずるの時は今であります。
Hey everyone, Joe here, just coming to you with the final for our buddy build with Ben, doing the Adversaries and Rivalries build. This time around we went with the Corsair and the Zero. I started off with the Zero, doing the 148 scale Edward A6M3 Type 32 Hamp. And you've been seeing the updates that going along with it. And this is what we ended up coming up with. All right, here you can see our front end. It is very chipped up, as I was mentioning in some of the update videos as well. The cowling more so than anything else. But I was going to do this in a serious distressed look, but I decided to pull back and just do some mild chipping along the wing roots and where the pilot would get in and out of the cockpit, etc. But I do want to at some point do a really distressed looking Japanese aircraft, maybe in the near future. But here is our front side view. Next, here is kind of the underside front, and you can see our drop tank in here a little bit and some of our landing gear and our propeller. A beautiful kit, by the way. This is an amazing kit, so I know why a big deal was made when Edward popped out these new Zeros. I believe I also have the Type 21, the A6M3 as well, or Type 11, and it'll be fun to get that one built up as well. Here we just have another side view, a closer up, more focused in on the cockpit, and you can see our scratching and our chipping that we did. Again, use the liquid mass chipping for this. It did work out okay. In some areas, definitely not the same as the liquid chipping, and I want to practice that. But our canopy came out really well. The front of the canopy fit really well. Yeah, no complaints whatsoever about this one. And you can see some of our pre-shading here coming through and some of our lightened tones that we did as well. Here's kind of a back end side view. This where you can really see the pre-shading better and the dark panel lines as well. So this view is probably my favorite one. I think it really just captures the entire aircraft, including the antenna wire. This next picture, we have just again close up on the cockpit and the wing roots, showing you the chipping that was done on it. These also have the new Edward decals with the film over top, and they sink down really well, and once you take the film off, they look really nice. It's extremely labor intensive. It takes a very, very long time to get that film off. It comes off in pieces, and at the end of the day, the final product, when you take it off, it's good, but Cartograph decals do just as well. So do Iliad, a number of other decals. So to me, it's too much time spent to have to take that film off, and you're better off, Edward, just making something like Cartograph decals do and go that route. But that's just my opinion. Here we have the front view of the Zero, and you can see where we were gonna go with all that chipping on that cowling and really just chip it all up. But then, like I said, I pulled back a bit, and so this also shows kind of like, you can kind of see the contrast between the cowling and then the wings. Leading edges, I didn't chip them up. It's like, nope, we're gonna pull it back. I should have to kind of keep with the theme, but I like the way it came up. Here we have the other side. Again, a little bit of chipping, especially up around the gun bay areas, and then wing roots, and a little bit of chipping on the other side of the cockpit where the mechanics might be rubbing up and getting into, etc. Here's kind of a top-down version showing you everything overall, and you can really see the pre-shading and tonal variation come in a little bit through this, and this turned out, like I said, really well overall. I'm very happy with it. It's clean, but it's not clean, so it's kind of clean with a little extra steps. Here's a quick underside. You can see the camouflage pattern, those two circle-ish humps towards the back. That is supposed to be like that, although they are a bit uneven, as you can tell. But there were two tiny humps in the camouflage pattern that come down to the underside, which not quite sure why, but they do. And underside, you can see we just put a little bit of shading around the shell casing exits, and a little bit on the gun bays as well. Everything else besides the chipping on the drop tank is kept relatively clean. Again, I did the drop tank the same time I did the cowling, so that's why it's a little extra chipped. Then here's a comparison of the Hamp that I first built with Ben many years ago. That the old Hamp is on the left, the new Hamp is on the right, and I can personally see a little bit better improvements on the new one, especially the pre-shading and the paint. When you get up really close, you could see the paint work on the old Hamp was not as smooth as it is on the new Hamp. So pretty excited though that, you know, the old Hamp's still looking not too bad at all. That's the old Tamiya kit, and it was a great fun kit and a fun build, but a little bit of differences between the two. Just kind of some more comparisons. You can see I did more precise chipping with the new build now that I know a little bit more about chipping. Still not the greatest, but, and you can also see our pre-shading and panel tonal variations coming through. And finally, just the last comparison pic here, you can see both looking pretty similar, honestly, but overall the new one looks really well, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. Another fun time building with my good friend Ben over at Ben Builds, and going back and forth with him. You know, him showing me all of the areas on the Corsair that's coming up next that I'm going to be building, and everything that he did with it. I will be copying some of his stuff, just because that's what this is all about, to learn and be like, oh, I want to try that, I want to do that. That's a great idea. So I that's one of the best things about these builds, and you know, I think one of the best parts about our dynamic together is Ben is going to give you, and I've said it before, but Ben's going to give you the highly detailed extra bits that he's adding in and scratch building, showing you what you can really do with a kit. With me, you're gonna get the out of the box build for the most part. I'll add some aftermarket parts, especially if it's Quintus Studio stuff's available. I'll be getting those, and I might put some things here and there. Might scratch one or two things maybe, but for me, you're gonna see what you're gonna get out of the box and what you can do with just some paint and some weathering. And kind of keep it simple and put it up on your shelf and have something to enjoy. So again, thank you everyone for following along with this particular build and this series especially. Go over to Ben, check out that Corsair. I already know that it's amazing. I probably think it's one of his best builds yet to date. The weathering, the staining, everything that he did scratch building on it, just out of this world. So go check it out. Give him a like and subscribe if you haven't. And on to the Corsair. And we'll do that up. We'll get a video up here soon with kind of an unboxing and some extra bits that we got for it. So thanks, everyone. I do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Take care.